Well, right now, where are we going? We're heading right to the bottom of the Salish Sea.
Look what I found here. This is so exciting, so pretty. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. This is one of my favorite marine creatures here. This is a frosted noodle break. Can you see this, Mike?
We can see it. It looks absolutely amazing.
It is so pretty. It's like a little sea eagle.
Okay, that bit of very, very raw sound, it comes from a dive that happened this morning on the GB Church, a former freighter that is now an artificial reef. And this dive was streamed live over the internet by the Fisheye Project. So if you missed it, though, the divers involved will be at the Robert Bateman Center tonight, downtown Victoria, with highlights from the dive. And fresh off the boat this afternoon, I'm joined by the co-chair of the Fisheye Project, Mike Irvine. Mike, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
That was a cool sound there from this morning's dive.
Yeah, definitely.
And here you are, you're not even, look, you're wet. You didn't go in the water, did you?
I didn't this time, no.
So this is cool. What a neat idea. Why did you want to stream one of your dives on the internet? What was behind the impetus for doing that?
Well, we want to get people excited about the ocean, give people a chance to see the unseen and basically transcend distances and barriers. We want to connect people from different places of the planet, especially in landlocked communities. Something that's really important to us is marine awareness and ocean literacy. So we want to really engage and entertain people first, and then as we do that, we want to subtly educate them about the different species that we're looking at down there and give them an idea of what we actually have off the west coast here.
It's a great idea. You don't have to get your dive ticket, and you feel like you can go right down there by following along on the screen. Because I'm never going to dive because I'm one of those guys who I would get claustrophobic just from putting on all the gear. And I understand this is one of the best places to dive. Everyone who dives, my friends say, no, this is it, except for the cold.
Definitely is. I actually I had a photo that was tweeted in from the west coast of Australia, and it was a gal who actually had a glass of wine and was sitting there on her couch watching the live dive. And you're like, there's no better way to go diving without a wetsuit.
Yeah, exactly. If you spill your wine, though, it's a wetsuit right there. So tell me how you did this. Tell me a little bit about sort of technically how you did it and let us know.
Well, believe it or not, this was the first time that we actually used a cell phone to stream the feed. So we used a cell phone hooked up to the laptop with a sound capture card that was plugged into the comm box that we used to communicate with the diver.
Right.
And everything was actually streamed onto YouTube Live. So we wanted to use YouTube, and we found out that you can basically use a non-for-profit piece on YouTube Live that allows you to do it for free. So we're like, oh, amazing, there we go.
So the diver goes down with like a full mask that has a microphone inside of it, because I was expecting it would be like,
yes,
you know?
No, it definitely does, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and then you've got a camera down there. What kind of a camera are you taking?
Well, I'm actually, I co-founded a company as well that builds underwater web cameras, and we were using these cameras in particular because they stream really well and nicely. So they already stream everything in what's called an H.264 codec. So it's a nice, easy format.
Right.
And we just plug that straight into the computer and off it goes.
And that's, even if we didn't watch live this morning, we can still see that now, right?
It is up on YouTube, both of the dives. One was at 9 a.m. and the second was at 11 a.m.
Or we can just go to fisheyeproject.org and I'll
or
tell people about that in a moment.
fisheyeproject.org. Yeah.
Now, you were, while this was happening, while it was streaming live, you were fielding questions from people watching at home. What were they wanting to know from the divers? What kind of questions were they asking?
Well, the first 5 minutes of every dive was mostly people going, oh my God, this is amazing. This is actually happening right now. And then we started getting quite a few questions about temperature. Why is the water green here? And what are the types of particulate that we're seeing in the water? Because there is a lot of different zooplankton that's actually floating around in that area. So. Yeah.
And did people know about the wreck that you were going to that you were down there having a look at? Did they? So I don't know anything about that. Tell me a bit about it.
No, definitely. So the GB Church, we made sure we did our history and we took a look into it and noticed that the BC Artificial Reef Society, this was their first wreck. And actually, an interesting thing. I had seen this wreck being sunk when I was 3 years old, and again when they were sinking the Mackenzie that was just a short distance away. Yeah.
That's fun, eh?
Yeah.
You'll be able to go back and put it on TV, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to try and dig up those old VHS tapes when we recorded it. So,
If you need a player, I got one. I got
All
a
right.
VHS player.
Perfect.
So, where you said you talked to somebody who was watching from her couch in Australia, but do you get a sense of where people were tuning in from, and where were they from who were watching this?
We had a lot of different classrooms, actually. This was the really important part. It's important that we get this into the different schools in different places. I can't even tell you the amount of engagement of schools that we had tuning in. It was really neat. I had a lot of photos of classrooms. Like we were asking people and encouraging them to take a photo of your experience. And we had Hillcrest Elementary, we had Crystal View, we had Elizabeth Buckley Elementary. We had one in the UK as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Is anyone else in the world doing anything like this? I've never heard of it, but I've never gone in search of it.
There are different groups and organizations. The big difference between what we're actually going to be providing a lot more of is our mobility and our cost platform. Because I've been part of a company that's developed the technology, we found a way to streamline everything. So we can do a full, A to Z. We can give you a full live dive experience and at a good cost. You
don't have to take a crew down there or anything. Your divers have, and it's just a small handheld camera. And
no, not at all. It's it's a small handheld camera. We basically have 3 divers in the water. One is support to making sure that the divers are safe and the cable's not getting hung up. We have a diver with a camera, and we also have the intercom mask that was being used by Valerie Mucciarelli.
James Cameron might come calling if you're lucky, right?
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah. What are you going to be talking about tonight? You're at the Bateman Center. What's on the bill there? Just discussing this dive and the project?
So tonight at the Bateman Center, we're actually doing a fundraiser for the Fish Eye Project. And we will be doing a presentation both with the Explorers Club and myself. I'm going to talk a little bit about how this began. Why it's really important to us and our team, and where we're going to be going with it.
Where are you going to be going with it? Where would you like to go next?
Globally.
Oh, really?
Okay. I want to launch an ocean series coming up at the end of November, and I'm looking at actually defending my thesis from underwater.
Wow. That's great. Well, listen, man, that's what a pleasure talking with you.
Definitely.
What a fun thing to do. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That's Mike Irvine, and he's the co-chair of the Fish Eye Project, so you got to check this out. He'll be speaking tonight at the Robert Bateman Center at 7 o'clock, talking about the Fish Eye Project, talking about today's dive and the streaming of it. So just check it out for yourself. For more information, just go to fisheyeproject.org. And you can. Maybe it'll encourage some of you to dive. It'll certainly encourage us to take better care of our oceans.